Recently, San Francisco's general manager John Lynch met with the media, and one of the biggest things that stood out prior to this draft is when he was speaking about defensive ends. He says he wants a defensive end with the ability to set the edge in the running game, as well as having the athleticism to keep up with San Francisco's wide 9 defensive front that really prioritizes a defensive end's ability to get off the ball, or the GTFO metric as he was calling it. Probably the biggest thing that stood out to me when John Lynch was speaking though was when he was speaking about production. He's not looking for a defensive end with all the measurables and no production. He wants them to go hand in hand. And to me, this points to them selecting Landon Jackson in the second round out of Arkansas. When you look at Jackson, for instance, it's almost like he was built in the lab for San Francisco's wide 9 defensive front. He comes in at 6'6", weighing 264 pounds, and he has 33.25-inch arms. And at the Combine, he put on a show. According to NFL.com, he was the second most athletic defensive end in this class after running his 40-yard dash in 4.68 seconds, his 10-yard split in 1.65 seconds, he had the best vertical jump of 40.5 inches, and his broad jump was 10 feet and 9 inches. And you probably already guessed, but yes, he was extremely productive during his Arkansas career. During 2022, his real first year playing, he played in all 13 games with 7 starts, registering 23 tackles, 3 sacks, a pass broken up, a forced fumble, and a block kick. And then you saw over the course of his career, just him continue to refine himself as a player. During 2023, for instance, he was first team All-SEC, he led his team with 13.5 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and started in all 12 games. He also registered 44 tackles and a pass broken up. And last year, during his redshirt junior campaign, he was second team All-SEC, led his team with 6.5 sacks, tied for the team lead with 9.5 tackles for loss, once again started in all 12 games, registered 49 tackles, 3 passes broken up, a forced fumble, and another block kick. And when you're diving into his film, you see a lot of skills that will be able to translate into the NFL level. One of the things I love about him, for instance, is his devastating length and power mixture. When he's taking on a tight end, an offensive lineman, basically whoever, he does a great job of just walking them back into the backfield. You'll also notice in the running game, he's able to use his length to engage with an offensive lineman, walk out his arms, read where the back is going, shed his block, and then make the open field tackle. And that's probably the reason why he's one of the better edge setting pieces in this draft class. He plays with natural leverage despite his height, anchors, and redirects offensive linemen with no issue. And when the offense is trying to get tricky in the running game, let's say pulling out jet sweep, a read option, or a speed option, Landon Jackson's football IQ comes out. He's rarely fooled and often makes a big play. The final point I want to touch on Jackson's run defense is just how hot his motor runs. On several plays, you'll see him fighting through numerous blocks, chasing down the back, and because of his speed, he can even chase down the back going down the field. As far as Jackson's pass rush goes, he does a great job with his hand technique. I specifically like his chop and ghost move he routinely pulls out. I also really think Chris Kasarik will love using him on stunts. He's just so athletic, he does a great job of challenging guards inwards, and he also can loop around and hit the quarterback that way. Maybe most important for San Francisco's wide 9 defensive front though, is Jackson's first step. It's extremely quick and he's able to get in the backfield in a hurry. To go along with his speed, he's able to transition it into a power move, specifically a bull rush move, without hesitation, which often causes a tackle to either fall on the floor or get walked back into the quarterback's lap. And when he doesn't get to the quarterback, he does a good job of getting his long arms in the quarterback's throwing lanes and often causes a broken up pass. The final reason I think he'll fit into Chris Kasarik's defensive line perfectly is his ability to play all up and down the defensive line. We've seen players like Charles Omenihu have a lot of success doing this under Chris Kasarik, and I could see Jackson having a similar level of success, if not more. With those positives being noted, I think Landon Jackson can continue to improve as a player if he continues to refine his pass rush moves, adding more to his repertoire, as well as working on his plan. Physically speaking, Jackson also appears ready to add more muscle to his frame and get up to maybe 275 or 280. But given all of John Lynch's criteria, and the reports that San Francisco is looking to trade back, they could be looking to trade back to pick up Landon Jackson. He fits exactly what San Francisco is looking out of a defensive end in this class, and by trading back, you get a lot more picks in a really deep class. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on the defensive end that fits John Lynch's criteria perfectly, and they may even trade back to get him. but I'd like to hear your thoughts on the defensive ends you'd like to see them select, and it would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.